and then there was a spark of recognition in the Socko's eyes. "I know you," she said. "I'm the new man," I said. "No," she said. "You're the hero at the railway station." "When did you start working homicide?" "Today." Now she was smiling behind her blue face mask. "Cool. What did they call you in court?" "Officer A." "You kill anybody this week, Officer A?" "Not yet," I said, "but it's only Monday morning." She laughed and left me standing by the dead man's desk. There wasn't much on it, just fresh blood and an old photograph. In the photograph, 7 young men in military uniform smiled for the camera, as if they were looking at their unbreakable future. Blood had splattered across one corner of the glass, but it did nothing to hide their cocky faces. It was a strange photograph to have on an office desk. No wife, no kids, no dog, just 7 young soldiers, defaced now with a bright spurt of blood. Travel blood, fresh from an artery. I looked closer and saw the photograph was taken in the 80s, judging by the washed-out colours and the mullet haircuts of the cocky lads. Their hair was from another decade, and their uniforms were from another century. They looked like Duran Duran at Waterloo. And I saw that they were not men. These were boys who would be boys for perhaps one more summer. And despite the military uniforms, they were not real soldiers, just students dressed as soldiers. 2 of them looked like twins. One of them was the dead man on the far side of the desk. He had grown up to be a banker. He had grown up to be murdered. I stood aside as a forensic photographer started taking pictures of the desk's bloody mess. "Who would want to kill a banker?" the photographer said. It got a laugh, mostly among the Soccos, chuckling away behind their face masks. Spend your life collecting microscopic samples of blood, semen and dirt, and you are grateful for any laugh you can get. But the senior detective standing on the far side of the desk did not smile, although I could not tell if he had heard the remark, or if he was preoccupied with the corpse before him, or if he disapproved of levity in the presence of death. He was waiting patiently, while a small man with a briefcase, the divisional surgeon, here to pronounce death, knelt over the body. The detective's large head was shaved so clean it shined, and despite his extravagantly broken nose, and it had been broken so often it looked like a wonky ski run, he had enough vanity to keep his pale goatee beard neatly trimmed. He turned his piercing blue eyes on me, and I thought that he looked like a Viking. I could imagine that pale, fierce face coming up the beach for a spot of pillaging and monk bothering. But Vikings didn't wear glasses, and the detectives were round and rimless. John Lennon imagined specs. They softened his ferocious appearance and gave his hard face a kindly, slightly perplexed expression. My new boss. "DC Wolfe, sir," I said. "Ah, our new man," he said, the quiet voice precise and clipped with the vowels of the distant north, Aberdeen or beyond, the kind of Highlands accent that sounds as if every word is carved from granite. "I'm DCI Mallory." I already knew his name. I had never met him before, but I had heard of him enough. Detective Chief Inspector Victor Mallory was one of the reasons I wanted the transfer to Homicide and Serious Crime Command. We were both wearing thin blue gloves and made no attempt to reach across the desk and shake hands, but we smiled and took a second to size each other up. DCI Mallory looked very fit, not just for a man in his early 50s, but for a man of any age, and it looked like the kind of fitness that comes from natural athleticism rather than hours in the gym. He watched me with his blue eyes as the divisional surgeon fussed briskly over the corpse. "You're just in time," Mallory said. "We're about to begin. Welcome to Homicide." Friendly but skipping all small talk. The divisional surgeon was standing up. "He's dead, all right," he said, snapping his bag shut. Mallory thanked him and gave me the nod. I stepped forward. "Come and have a look at our body, Wolfe," he said, "and tell me if you've ever seen anything like it." I joined DCI Mallory on the far side of the desk.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.